Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name's Luke Millard. What I'm going to do today is actually call Michael Deese, who's the CEO and the founder of My Advertising Pays. We're going to have a quick chat to him. I'm going to ask him some questions. Questions that a lot of you might be wondering yourself, and so we'll get some answers and really see what Michael intends to do with this business and whether or not it's something that we want to pursue and really take on as a team. So we'll go ahead and give him a call. Hey Michael, how are you?
Hey, my friend.
Congratulations on obviously getting MAP off the ground, mate. Things are on fire, aren't they? Things are really taking off, so it's good days.
Yeah, it's looking real good. Looking real good.
Yeah, very exciting. So if you can start by maybe just telling me a little bit about your vision and how you came up with MAP and where the idea came from and where you think we're headed.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to. MAP was created. It was born out of scams, to be honest with you. I used to be a leader just like yourself, and I ran a blog, and I would recommend new hot programs as they come on. But anyone that's been around the industry for any period of time knows that programs come and go, and it's just in my nature. It really hurt me every time that I led some people into a program and it turned out that they lost money. And it wasn't all about them losing money, it was about them losing trust in me as a leader. And I just got tired of it. I got sick and tired of it. And about a year ago, I made a decision, and I announced it on the blog. I said, no more. I'm not going to do this anymore. Too many people are getting hurt, and I announced it publicly and told everyone to just hang tight that I was going to create one myself, and by golly, it was going to work. I wouldn't have it any other way. So that's how MAP was born. And after that, we spent a year developing it with a consultation of many mathematicians and engineers and leaders from across the globe, and had a lot of people put some input into this. No cost was spared. Our site was built from the ground up, from the first line of code to the last line of code, and every formula and line of code in between is proprietary to My Advertising Pays. We've got a top level team of programmers, got a top level team of attorneys, and a lot of strong people in a lot of places backing this thing up, because they know what I put into it myself. I'm no rich guy. I'm very frugal, but I drained just about every resource that I've ever had to make sure that this thing was done and done correctly. So that's how we were born.
Yeah, great. Look, that really resonates with me because, like you say, as a leader, it's so important that your team actually finds success in these businesses as well. And it's so easy to get caught into these programs that come and go. And while from building a team, you'll always make money, the most important thing is that your downlines, make money as well. And like you, I actually, very similar story. A few months ago, well, it's nearly 6 months ago, I said the same thing. I said, look, I've had enough of this. I can't promote businesses like this anymore because the risk is just too high. Even though I was, actively, enforcing exit strategies and really trying to help people take money out and build a real income, it was still very difficult for some people. Sometimes, people can get carried away in those sorts of businesses and start to believe them. And so it is refreshing to...
I don't have any control of, but I know I hear you loud and clear. It's funny because I've been on your list for quite some time, Luke. So I followed you for quite a while, and I did notice that about 6 months ago or so, things got really quiet.
Yeah, that's right.
That's exactly the boat I was in, my friend. I was quiet as well because I was steady. I was steady in my notepad here, trying to build My Advertising Page. So yeah, that's good, and that's you're the exact type of person that I want to bring on to the team here at MAP, because we're really truly focused on the long term. I mean, there was a lot of focuses when I was building the program, but some of the main ones were, number one, security. We had to make sure that people's funds wasn't tied up into shady payment processors. So that's why we have iPayout.
Okay.
It's a little tedious for some, but it is secure, and all the money is in business accounts for from the company instead of these processors that are shutting down all the time. And number two was longevity. Had to build something that could last, not be here today and gone 6 months, 8 months from now, or even less. Some of these programs are coming out, or you're one hitters. They hit it and quit it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what it was all about. I wanted to be able to say that I could recommend a program and know without a shadow of a doubt that it wasn't going to scam people. And what better way to do that than to create?
Yeah, exactly. And so, when you talk about longevity, tell me about it. Like, what was it with the mathematics, or is it legally compliant? Like, how are you planning to take this into the future? What is it?
Sure. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's legally compliant. Like I say, I don't know if you know him, but the name is Kevin Thompson. Is our attorney. He's a world-renowned MLM attorney, top line, and I promise you, his time is very valuable because he doesn't come cheap.
Okay.
But irregardless, that has nothing to do with any of you guys. But we were going to make sure 100% that our program was compliant and legal and could last well into the future. So all the dollars, every single dollar on everyone's account, whether it be advertising fund or account balance, every single one of these dollars is backed by real money. There are no fake numbers here. We don't push any money to anyone's accounts through the profit share that is not actually backed up by sales. So what we've done is we've basically created a global profit share pool that where everything that's sold on the site, whether it be membership levels, to each of the products, auto repurchase, every single thing on the site goes into this reserve fund. And then the calculations are made. It's based on many different data points. It kind of gets a little complicated, but basically what you guys see is a payout of around 2% a day. So it'll vary. Some days it might be a little bit more, some days it might be a little less. Matter of fact, I think it's hovering around 1.6% a day or something like that. But irregardless, good returns nonetheless. But there are a lot of things that we have in place. I mean, this is a business. This is a real business with a real business plan. And we have corporate sponsors lined up. All we got to have is the numbers. Of course, we're a baby right now. We just launched. So we're still building our base. But once we have a sufficient base, then we're going to start approaching these corporate sponsors. And these guys aren't going to have accounts. They don't know what credit packs are. They're not going to be logging in and surfing any sites. All they have is very large advertising budgets. And that's what we're going to be tapping into. We're going to take the numbers to them and say, this is how many pairs of eyeballs we have. Here's our demographics. We have specialized demographics in the back office of my advertising page. Not only that, but backed up by the Google platform. I can't even think of what. Analytics.
Yeah.
Google Analytics. But anyways, we've got all this stuff in the back office while we ask pretty specific questions whenever people are joining, so we can have these numbers and these statistics for these companies when we go to them. That's just one facet of our business plan, is to take us to corporate sponsors and get people lined up. So not only that, but we have a lot of things lined up with my advertising page. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things I'm not ready to divulge yet. We have some big plans, and it's going to be on the likes of Google AdSense and Google AdSense, AdWords, and maybe you've heard of AdHitz, AdHitz.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, think along those lines, and that's some things we have in the pipeline down the road. We have mobile applications that we have planned, my advertising page store. All of these things are going to be funneling money to the reserve fund, which of course goes back out to you guys. So
the idea is that we've got the people that will participate at the moment and become share in the company, I guess, like sharing with the revenue, but then you're going to bring in external money, external income sources that wouldn't necessarily be sharing in the revenue, but are bringing in the traffic just simply because we are they're highly ranked and they have so many pairs of eyes, so many active viewers watching their ads each day.
Right. Yep. So that's the idea. We get the base, and then we appeal to corporate sponsors, and then we have some advertisements lined up, such as login ads. We also will probably implement something called login surveys, where you won't have to. It's going to be company surveys. So in other words, what we're going to do, we're going to go out to these corporate guys and say, what do you need? What questions do you want to ask? They tell us. We create a login survey that when you log into my advertising page, you answer 1 or 2 or 3 quick, simple questions. I mean, this is all stuff that isn't in concrete yet, but this is just an idea of one thing that we could do. And we'd ask these questions, we compile the answers, and we give them to these corporate sponsors. And that's what they need. These guys want data. That's all they care about is data. How many eyeballs? What's the demographics? What are the buyers, or so forth, so on. So we've got all this specific data in the back office. Then that's just one facet. But imagine an ad hits platform where I think over at ad hits the split is something like 70-30. Somebody comes on there and says, "Hey, I'm a publisher." So then an advertiser can come on and choose that site to place their advertisements. And ad hits gets like 30% of the revenue from those clicks. So this is bringing it way outside the realm of my advertising page and just the my advertising page site itself, but way outside of it, and all of those 30% profits that you get from advertisements that are going on web wide is also going to be funneling straight in to our reserve fund. So that will be going back out and distributing to members as well. We may have spent a lot of time to ensure that our program was sustainable well into the future. There is a certain base that we can get to, and we can self-sustain ourselves without the need of new sign-ups and new money rolling in and so forth and so on. And the basic reason is because our plan is conservative, but it is very generous all in the same. But like I say, every dollar is accounted for. You request a withdrawal, you get paid 100% of the time.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. So with the withdrawal process, like, is it instant, or we're waiting? There's a period of time, or how often do you think?
We do have to manually verify accounts. The unfortunate part about our industry is hackers. They're everywhere out there, and they always seem to find a way in. Now, our site is built locked down, secure, but that doesn't mean, Nike and Facebook and other big sites, they still get hacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they always seem to find a way in. But what we put in place is a lot of fraud protection mechanisms, and unfortunately, from that comes sometimes some wait periods for withdrawals. But you will always get your withdrawal within 24 hours. And as of right now, people are getting their withdrawals probably within an hour or two requesting them. So we have to manually verify that the payments coming from these people that are withdrawing are valid, and that their referral commissions or their profit share earnings are in fact valid. We have ways to check that in the back office. But yeah, it's fairly fast, and then whenever we approve it, it's instantly put into your e-wallet. You can transfer it straight out and do whatever you want to with it.
Correct. Well, anything under 24 hours is fast. I mean, nobody can expect anything faster than that, really. And that's the difference with a business like yours, isn't it? The money on your account is, in fact, your money. Like, if you want to withdraw any cent that's in your available balance, you can, because it's your money. You can either use it to repurchase credit packs or advertising, or you can withdraw it to your e-wallet. Really is up to you.
Every single dollar on your account balance, you can withdraw at any time, as long as you have $10 is the only withdrawal limit we have, is a $10 minimum withdrawal, and that's because iPayout charges you guys $1 to withdraw, so it doesn't make much sense to withdraw anything less than that.
Sure.
Because they'll nickel and dime you to death. But yeah, that's it. The money on your account, you withdraw it, you'll have it within 24 hours in your wallet, and you can do whatever you want to do. You withdraw it to your bank account. They've got several different ways that you can withdraw your money. So
yeah,
it's yours to do whatever. You can repurchase, you can buy advertising. Hey, whenever we come online with the My Advertising Page store, that advertising fund, it's going to probably turn into what's going to be called a rebate fund, where basically you can use that money to purchase real tangible products that can get shipped right straight to your house.
Okay, so just to clarify for people that are listening, that fund is actually 5% of all of your earnings goes into a separate fund, and then you can use it to for a variety of purchases, can't you? At the moment, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and let me explain the power of this advertising fund. Now, a lot of people don't realize right off the bat. They go, "Oh, wait, 5% of my earnings goes into this advertising fund." Well, let me tell you the brilliance behind it. Okay, let's say that you're the top of the line. You get somebody, one of your referrals, engaged. And what I mean by engaged, they purchase 5, 10 credit packs, whatever. So 5% of their earnings is going to go into this advertising fund. You can't withdraw this money; it has to be spent on site. So that means that the mass exodus that happened in programs such as Ad Hit Profits is not going to happen with us, because money is going to be consistently recycled into that advertising fund. So whenever they earn, let's say $20 in it or something, they say, "Oh, well, I want a banner," or what have you. Then they go and purchase a banner with this advertising fund. That money is going to roll up to you as a sponsor. You're going to get 10% of it, and then 5% of the earnings is going to go into your advertising fund. And then when you spend yours, it rolls up to the sponsors. So it's a sort of roll-up effect.
Sure.
So it could be purchases way deep and not even in your direct line. People that could be making purchases that's not in your direct line, and yet it'll still roll its way up to you. Of course, it gets smaller as it rolls up, but so does any multi-level structure out there.
And particularly for people that aren't even interested, I mean, that's fantastic for team builders, isn't it, to have that that multi-level effect. But for people that aren't even interested in building a team, what it means is that you don't just have people coming in with a large sum of money and then just withdrawing every cent from that point on. Like, at least 5% of that is being recycled into the business to really keep the wheels turning. And that's the real beauty of it, isn't it?
That's right. That's the brilliance of it. Yeah, it serves multiple purposes, and that was one, the roll-up feature. But another one is it acts as somewhat of a stimulus fund. I'm sure anybody that follows the news at all, knows that the U.S. just had this huge stimulus package. Well, what is that? What is a stimulus package? It's just a big chunk of money that they throw out, and they try to create action. So it's like a mini stimulus fund, and every single MAP member's account, it gives them a little bit of money to make purchases with. And guess what? If they don't have quite enough money in the advertising fund to make a purchase, then they add some of their available account balance. It makes the wheels continuously turn. So it lowers your costs as an advertiser, since you always have money going into that advertising fund. And to add stability to our program, you can't purchase credit packs with that. And why is that? It's simply because that all the money that's spent out of the advertising fund goes towards fulfilling the profit gap on top of credit packs. We say you purchase at $49.99, you get $60 back in return. So we don't owe you anything on anything other than a credit pack. So if you purchase a banner, so forth, all that money goes towards filling those profit gaps, and it keeps our program running. It just keeps everything going smooth. And once ever people start getting engaged, your referrals get engaged, they're really going to see the power of this advertising fund and how the referral commissions continuously keep coming in all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, great. Well, thanks, Michael, so much for having me on, mate. I really appreciate it. Like, it makes a huge difference for all of the team to be able to see your face and actually see vision behind it and see, exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve. Because, as you know, with a lot of other businesses online, there's somebody hiding in the shadows, and this, to be this transparent and to have a full understanding of how the business works and how, we can benefit from it, it's really valuable. So thanks so much for having me on, and I'm really looking forward to working with you on this one.
You're very welcome, Luke. It's a pleasure to have you on board. I've been hoping that you would come around, and it's a pleasure speaking with you. Anytime you need me, just let me know, man. That's what we're about. We're about transparency. Of course, my time is going to become more rare as we move along. It's just the nature of the beast, the way it goes. Yeah. But I'll always try to find time for members and try to handle people with respect. So thanks for having me on, Luke.
Great. Thanks, Michael. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.